Yeah, man. What's going on? This is Jason
And Bill.
with another episode of Nothing's for No One featuring the one and only Mr. Malcolm Pugh. Welcome to the show, Malcolm. Yeah, dude, thanks for coming on. This is actually our first time, I think, Skyping someone in or phone.
Second
Second
I actually
time.
did it to you when you were on tour.
Oh, yeah.
And this sounds way better than it did when we did with you.
Yeah, we did not have we were driving in like
quite
New
as well
Mexico
set up.
or some shit. We were driving.
So, you were on the road. Literally on the road, yeah. So
Yes.
it was a little difficult.
So what's good? What's good, man? What you been up to today?
Today, let's see. I got up pretty late. It's a Sunday. That's usually my day where I don't really do shit.
Yeah, good day to not do shit.
Yeah, so that's pretty much what I did. Nothing. Took a shower.
Hell yeah, that's productive.
Yeah.
That's enough, man.
It.
Like,
it's like my one day where I just like
chill.
don't do shit. Yeah.
That's dope. That's cool, man. I usually, I don't know. I want to do nothing, but I usually always end up having to do something.
Yeah.
So
I'm probably going to do something.
yeah.
Which is this. This is the thing that I'm doing.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. This is it, man. We're fucking just straight chilling, dude. So we've been back for a while. How's life acclimating back home after the last tour?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Wrote some new songs.
Fuck yeah.
Inferi album stuff.
Hell yeah.
Which is always a plus, I guess.
Yeah, definitely is a plus.
Yeah, so that's what I've been up to mostly.
Fuck
Working
yeah.
on some Inferi stuff, getting stuff done with the label, and
Hell yeah.
We got a new guy who's working with the label that's getting all the orders out.
And, fuck yeah.
It's been cool. So
Well, that's cool. That must be helpful when you guys are when you're on the road, you know. So
Right.
that way you got somebody else back there.
huge deal.
Yeah, that's the shit. Hell yeah. So is it just the three of you guys then?
Yeah.
You, Mike, and third man?
Yeah, me and Mike are the owners, and then we got our homie. He actually used to play in Inferi. He was the first original guitar player with me.
Oh.
It's ferocious. Yeah, so he's on board to help us out.
Fuck yeah.
You know, on the road and stuff. So
That's sick, man.
Yeah,
That's a huge
cool.
advantage.
Yeah.
Dude, that's fucking yeah. Dude, I've been working and doing nothing else. We haven't even had one band practice since we've been back from tour yet. So we're gonna
we don't practice until like a week before tour because everyone's spread out.
And Stevie and Andrew are in fucking Denver. I always forget that shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, so band practice is like non-existent. I mean, every once in a while we might jam with Spencer and stuff, but normally it's just like, okay, the guys flew in last night, so now it's time to practice every day until we go on tour.
That makes sense. Yeah. I hear you. Yeah, we're gonna start tomorrow. I think we're gonna start jamming again, working out.
You guys leave.
We leave. Well, we're doing that. We're doing this Topeka Metal Fest thing,
Right?
With Atme and shit. Oh, you're gonna be there? Oh, fuck
nice.
yeah! Hell yeah, dude.
I'm up with Infold.
Oh no shit. Are they? Oh, they are. I think. Are they playing Friday?
They're playing the last day, I think.
Okay.
Or which you guys are playing Saturday?
Yeah, we're playing Saturday.
Okay, so I think they're playing that day. I thought.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well,
But I'll be there Thursday. I'm catching More Than Rapture. And,
Odious Construct. Fuck yeah, that'll be sick.
And that's on Thursday, on the 19th, and then I'll be there until it's over. So
Dude, fuck yeah. Well, we will be partying, man. It will be sick. Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. We're with everybody's work schedules and shit. We couldn't get off for the whole thing, so we took off work for Friday because it's like an 8-hour drive from here, if not more.
Right.
So we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna probably, I don't know if we'll make the show that night, but we'll be staying, and then Saturday we're playing, and then I think we're just gonna leave on Sunday and come back. So yeah, man, it should be sweet. I'm pretty pumped. I'm excited to see the dudes in Atme because I haven't seen them in a long time. So
Hey, dudes.
I know, I love them, and they're such a sick band, dude.
Roman Holiday, man.
Yeah. What a fucking throwback, dude. I couldn't believe that shit. I made that connection a while ago, and then it was really weird how I met Craig, because Craig lives in Chicago now. He's lived here for a while. And I met him one day, this is years ago now, but I was working at my old job, I was working at the Russells as a bartender, and I get a Facebook message from some dude that like, and when you look at Craig, like you don't think he's a metal dude. Like
one bit.
Yeah. So I was like, who the fuck is this guy?
Cover metal head.
Yeah. And he was like, hey, my band Aunt May is like, planning on doing a show. I'm looking for some cool Chicago bands. Like, would Warforged be interested in doing it? And I think both of our bands ended up playing the show, Roman Ring and Warforged. I did it.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Doubleheader.
But like, dude, I like fell in love with Craig, man. We just had this. Yeah, dude, we had a man romance after that. And it's just been great ever since, dude. He's the shit, man. It was very weird. Like me and him had a lot of shit in common. So it was just like, I never make friends like that anymore. Really. I mean, I guess I do, but like that was really cool. And it was just random. And then he was like, yeah, we used to be called the Roman Holiday. And I was like, oh, like I remember that shit.
An album. I think Unique Leader re-released it.
Yeah. The first
that
one.
album is so fucking sick.
It is sick. So was Sewerborn was great too.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I actually played a solo on that album.
Yes. Yeah. I forgot about that. Man, you're on everything, dude.
I try to be.
Yeah, it's good though. I mean, it's good shit to be, have your hands and all that shit. But yeah, I mean, I think they're tracking now for their third record.
Good. Can't
Dude,
wait.
that was so weird I remember when Unique Leader put that out because I was friends with Craig and he was like, yeah, they're re-releasing the Roman Holiday album, but they kept the name The Roman Holiday for that record, but they were still considered Aunt May. And I was just like, I don't fucking understand that, but whatever. I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
However, they do their shit over at UL, but
yeah, that was weird. I think they should have. Yeah, I mean, it didn't matter. I don't want to talk about it, but either way, the album's sick. Yeah, and I'm glad more people got exposed to it.
Yeah, me too.
The record is very dope.
Yeah, they're sick dudes and they write sick tunes. Like the music, I don't know. Have you ever? Maybe this has happened to you. Have you ever thought a band, liked a band, and then you meet the dudes and they're like the sickest people, and then you just end up liking the music even more because of that?
All the time.
Yeah, that's been happening with me a shitload recently. Like
the more you tour, the more that happens. It's like, okay, yeah, I kind of dig the tunes or whatever, but when you meet the guys who made it, and then you talk to them, you hang and party with them and stuff, you're oh, this band's the best band ever. You know what I mean?
Dude.
It's like, that's part of the camaraderie of touring and being in a band and being a musician, For real. That's kind of the perks of it all, I think.
Yeah. No, you're right.
To connect with all these people and then move past the music. Yeah. Because like as a fan, you get to listen to the music and that's all you have. Right? You can meet the guys every once in a while whenever they come to your city. Sometimes not all of them, just whoever's around. But when you're in a touring band and you dig a band, and then you hang out with them and they're cool dudes, it's like, dude, that's the best.
Fuck yeah, it's the best, dude. It is the best shit. That's so fun. I keep this year, I keep thinking I haven't listened to enough metal records that have come out this year, and I'm slowly trying to play catch up. And then the other day, it was yesterday, or maybe between Thursday and Friday, I felt like a billion bands announced records and put out singles from their Nile.
Yeah, it's Nile, Hideous Divinity.
Yes.
Vitriol.
Yeah.
Dude, it's all the brutal shit.
Yeah, and it's insane. Yeah, that new Cattle song, I was like, well, this is good. And then yeah, dude, it was so. Funny story, I picked up that new Vitriol record on the way here today. So
really,
yeah, very sick.
I'm gonna check it out. I heard one of the singles, I think, a few weeks ago. Really, really. I mean, I've liked the band for a while.
Yeah.
Adam, he jammed with Archaic for a bit.
Yeah, that's where I met that dude. Yeah.
I love that guy. He's awesome. And Vitriol's so sick. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. And their first fucking U.S. tours with Cattle Decap and Atheist and shit. That's huge.
A good tour.
Yeah, dude. That shit is going to be sick. And they're playing at the fucking Metro here.
What?
Yeah,
really?
Cattle Decap is headlining the Metro here.
Shit.
It's a huge venue. It's right across from Wrigley Field, so it's a really hot. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, and they don't
it's a huge neighborhood.
Metal acts like that usually.
Yeah, they used to do shit like that, but it's been a while. Last time I saw a big metal show was one of the Death to All tours. I think, and Rivers played it. That's why I went. Was because Rivers was doing it. Yeah, it was years ago though. I mean, that was forever ago. Yeah, that's sick though. Oh, you know what? No, I saw Morbid Angel there. That's the last time I was there when Morbid Angel did
I could see that
comeback with Steve Tucker. I saw that there, and that was pretty sick.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, dude, that was weird, man. Danny, the singer from our band Roman Ring, he's a cop and like always does like yeah, he is a fucking cop for real. He's a Chicago police officer.
somehow, some way. He
And
did
like,
it.
yeah, dude, he fucking like at that show, it was like me and him used his badge to get backstage. And like,
holy shit.
yeah, he was like, watch this. I bet. Yeah, he was like, dude, I bet this will work. And I was like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, fuck it. And like, we ended up watching like Suffocation from the side stage. And like,
yeah.
Dude, it was so funny because like we're
cops. We can do anything.
Yeah, dude. I felt like Terrence Hobbs like heat radiating on me, like as he was like headbanging. And he just like, dude, in between the songs, he just kept saying the goofiest shit. Like he looked at us and he was like, I shouldn't have done all that cocaine this morning. And I'm just like, what? Like, all right, dude. Like, yeah, man. It was so weird. They were killer at that show though. Yeah, that was a really good time. It's very rare that I like remember a lot of metal shows like that, but that was one of them for me where I was like, this is sick.
Yeah,
so,
man.
Yeah, it was dope.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it was so fucking sick. So, do you go to a lot of shows when you're home?
I go to the shows that the homies are playing. You know, like Rivers comes through, I'll go. You know, like the guys that you want to see. Because I really, my time is very constrained.
Yeah.
So, whenever the homeboys are coming through, then I go hang out and all that shit. But like typically, you know, and a lot. The scene in Nashville has changed a lot.
Yeah.
So we used to get 6 shows, like nonstop 6 shows. But it's not the same anymore. So I just go when I know that the homeboys are coming through and hang with the boys, you know, have a go with the boys. You know?
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much, I was talking to somebody the other day and they were like, oh, do you go to shows a lot? And now that like we've been touring more, I feel like most of the shows I go to are just like my friends' bands around here. You know, it's very rare.
It's a lot of effort for like a musician to go do something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, it is fucking a lot of effort.
You do it, like, especially when you're touring. It's like, I do this all the time when I'm on tour. I go to a venue.
And watch bands all day.
Watch bands.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's why you're...
So when you're home, that's like the last thing you want to do.
Yeah, pretty much.
But, you know, I guess like if I lived in like Denver or something where like the shows are popping all the time, or maybe Chicago, you know, I'd go to more shows. But like Nashville's kind of, there's a drought in the metal community, I think.
Damn.
It's either like super big shows. And most of those have been super sick, but I've been on tour, so I can't go see them.
Dude, same shit with me, man. All these like sick that fucking, I really wanted to go see Equipoise on this tour coming up, but they're going to be here that weekend. We're doing the fest.
I know. That's why I can't go see them.
Yep. Same. You know? I was like, well, I guess I won't.
I was like, I was going to drive up to Chicago, and I was like, well, all the boys are here.
Oh, dude. Fuck, man. We would have, that would have been so dope. The boys. Yeah. That would have been so sick. Yeah, man. Dude, I just want to see Nick Padovani's hair now, man. Like,
I didn't even know he had hair like that.
I didn't either. He's so
on the group page.
Yeah,
there's a meme. John Petrucci.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, I guess I haven't seen that guy in a while. Yeah, I don't. Apparently, I met him once at your show in
I wasn't playing. That was Zenith Passage, right?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
Devastation of the Nation. He came up to that show with Joel. That was the first time I met him and Joel in person.
In Chicago?
Our old bass player.
Oh.
You guys opened up for, I think it was Devastation of the Nation.
Yeah.
Zenith Passage, Cryptopsy.
Yes. And well, it was weird though. It was half of the tour. It was Decrepit Birth, Zenith Passage, and Kennedy Vale. We played that show. Yeah, no shit. I remember you were there. I didn't know Nick was at that show.
I did merch. I was supposed to play the show.
Yes, I remember that whole shit. That was when
that faceless shit happened.
Yeah. Ugh.
And I just decided to stay with the guys, help out with merch, and have a good time with everybody.
Man, yeah. Oh my God, it's so funny thinking how connected the Faceless is to so much like negative shit.
So much stuff.
Yeah, and I'm not saying it in like a shit talking way, but it's just like it always like I feel like they do their thing, and like I guess if they're doing their shit successfully, good for them. But yeah, I mean like I try not to overtly pay attention, but I feel like a lot of eyes have been on that band recently. I mean, obviously the last few years.
Their name holds a lot of value.
Yeah.
Which I respect. I love their music.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate how things have worked with the band, and I hope things change.
Dude, yeah, I heard on Slaughter they were killing it, man. I heard a lot of good things.
Good. I'm glad.
Me too. Yeah.
I wish the best for them.
Yeah.
It's just it's one of those things. Sometimes, especially now with the internet and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
Things just turn into fucking memes and fucking people who don't know what's actually going on just blow shit out of proportion on the internet.
Yeah, and then nobody has a chance to speak on it, dude. It's insane. Dude, that shit is so scary to me, honestly. Like,
it really should be.
Yeah, it's fucking horrifying. It's horrifying. Like, I couldn't imagine like being under the fire that band has gotten specifically. Like, if that was my band, I'd be like crying all the time, probably.
Right.
It's
like, okay, you made some mistakes.
Yeah.
And now people want to be a social justice warrior and like ruin you.
Yeah, dude. I mean? And it's just like, fuck, man. Like, yeah, it doesn't matter. Exactly. No matter what. Like, I mean, I'm happy. Yeah. Like Summer Slaughter, from what I remember seeing while we were on tour, I was, following it on my phone, and I was like, well, there's people here. Like, that's cool. Right. Like, and apparently they were doing really well. I mean, I heard it from Brody from Rivers. He was telling me they were doing pretty well on the tour. And, I mean, they said it was a fucking awesome time. So yeah, man. Good. Fuck yeah. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. It's just like so funny to me, like thinking of how everybody has like some story. But back to what you were saying about Nick. I don't know if I met him at that. Maybe I did. And I didn't even know it was him at the time.
Maybe not. I don't know.
I remember I felt with his band, with Equipoise, I felt like I was really under the radar for a long time, because I remember seeing a lot of people with Equipoise shirts, and I was like, oh, that's a tech death band. And like, I just kind of like, and they are. And I was just like, oh, okay. Yeah. And then like once the album started getting more hype, and then that's when I was like kind of tuning in. But I remember I met him at the Obscura tour, at the Diluvium tour that you guys were at. That's where I briefly met him there for a minute. And then he totally fucking cold cocked us at our fucking Pittsburgh show. So he didn't come to the.
That was at Joliet though, right?
Yeah, that show was in Joliet. But I thought he was going to come out to our show that we did in fucking Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Yeah, and
yeah. He had moved. He moves around.
So he lives in Pittsburgh now, or like by Pittsburgh.
I think now he lives in Pittsburgh. Yeah. Before he was in Ohio, which was closer to Chicago.
Yeah. Well, I was expecting to see. I thought I would at least see him there to be like, "Yo, what's up?" I'm not gonna. Unfortunately, I won't be at your guys. But now I feel like it's an even trade. It's like, all right, he couldn't make it to our show. We can't make it to their show. Like, I mean, they'll tour again. We'll see him. I'll see him eventually.
That band has a thick future.
Yeah, they definitely do. Yeah, I mean, for a band like that to chart on, and even you guys to chart on Billboard, it's like mind blowing to me, dude.
Yeah,
that's like insane
for what we do. Yeah, technical death metal.
Yeah, who would have ever fucking thought that shit, man? Like, even the biggest bands in that game have not made that accomplishment. Like, that's huge shit. Like, good for them, and like good for you guys. That shit is awesome.
Rivers and Archspire are the most recent bands I know that have done that.
Yeah.
I know Abiotic did it on their last record they did. But yeah, it doesn't happen often. I mean, I guess, Black Dahlia.
Yeah, they always chart, though.
They're not like a technical death metal band per se, but they're in our
caliber.
realm.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
know?
Yeah, it's definitely in that realm. That's a good word choice. I'll go with that. Yeah, man. I'm always curious to see that shit. Like I always like reading Lambgoat because they'll just post the actual numbers. They'll be like, these are what their other records sold, and this is what this one sold. Like,
oh, they put that out on Lambgoat.
Yeah, dude. They always put that up. Like they're like Black specifically. I always see they post Dahlia's numbers. They always post Whitechapel's numbers, and then like a bunch of metalcore bands. But that shit is it's very interesting to me. Like I was talking to somebody about this the other day because I've been listening to this rap and hip hop collective called Brockhampton for a while. And they just put out a record and it was in like the top 3 on the Billboard like the week it came out. But like they didn't put out any vinyl or CDs yet. Like they're doing it, but it didn't actually come. So it's all based on streams. And I'm just like, this is fucking insane to me that like that now. I mean, that has to be the way a lot of this shit is factored in because it's just like,
yeah.
It's so crazy to me how like a band like that's that huge, that has that much potential is just like, yeah, we're just going to release a record when we're ready to like, I feel like, and this is actually interesting to bring up to you because you run a fucking label. And I don't mean to talk about this in like a label perspective, but I feel like record labels, especially with metal bands, I mean, I remember Unique Leader back in the day, they would announce a record like 4 months in advance before it came out. And it's like, Jesus fuck, that's like a long time, like a long promotion cycle. And then like, you know, some were even longer than that. And then it's like they had, you know, the singles, music, you know, whatever it happens to be. And then it's just like there's all this hype and then the album is all ready and it all comes out. There's CDs, there's vinyls, there's this and that. And now it seems like a lot of pop acts and hip hop acts. It's like they just finish some shit and they're like, yeah, this is good. And then they put it out a week later. And it's always fucking like, it's always crazy to me.
It's different because they have more eyes.
Yeah.
Right. So take something even more significant pop culturally, like a movie. Right?
Yeah.
A popular movie. Take like The Avengers or something that caliber of hugeness.
Yeah.
Right. So when you have enough eyes, you don't have to campaign as long, right?
True.
Because the campaign is to like spread the word, build hype. But if you already have some sort of hype or clout, you don't have to go that long. You'd be like, okay, I'm working on some new shit. And then a week later, the new shit comes out. And that's all you need because it's so you're already saturated with you know, your audience.
Yep.
Right. So with death metal,
yeah,
it's a little different. We're still in the dark ages because our fan base isn't elite. This is what I think. I'm not saying this is because, you know, by no means is our label and me and, you know, labels around our size, we're not like huge labels, you know?
Yeah.
So in my opinion, and what I've seen, you just gotta work a little longer to spread the word.
Yeah.
Because everyone's so spread out.
Yes.
All the fans spread out. I mean, think about it. Think about somebody who's a fan of Warforged or any of your other metal head friends. Like, you don't probably have a lot of them.
Nope. Yeah.
Compared to all the other people that you know that don't listen to death metal. You know more people who don't listen to death metal than you do that listen to death metal.
True. Very true.
So you have to put some effort into getting it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to have a longer campaign. You have to fucking, you know, put the work in.
Yeah.
But a pop artist can literally, I mean, they have like 500,000 Spotify listeners.
Dude,
as soon
for
as
real, man.
the song out on Spotify, all those people who are following them get it.
Yeah.
Right? So instantly they have a solid foundation of listeners and people who are involved. Whereas like on musical acts that are on our level, it's a little rough.
Yeah.
You know?
It's definitely, it's a whole different dynamic, which is totally true.
Right.
Yeah. It's just so fun. Like I don't know if fun's the right word. It's interesting to like kind of observe how all that goes down. I mean, I'll open Spotify now, and sometimes like when the day that Brockhampton album came out, it was like the first notification on my phone was like, here's some new music for you. And I'm like, yeah, I know it's fucking out. I know. Like, it's just like, and I'm just like, wow. Like, I wonder, like, you know, like, I mean, obviously they're so fucking huge. They get that. And like Spotify will be like, listen to this. But like,
you mean it wasn't because you were following them? It just,
no, it just came up. Like, literally
I've seen
just
that before.
showed up.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Because some stuff pops up where I'm like, I
never get it for metal records.
No,
I never get it for metal records.
No.
It's always just some other shit.
Huge pop act.
Yeah, dude. It's interesting, like the whole dynamic of it, but it's cool because I feel like it is growing in its own way. Like the shit you guys have done is like, I don't know, a fine shining example of like, oh shit, like people still give a fuck about this stuff, you know?
No, sure. Actually, I think metalheads are the most genuine fans.
They are, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like, here's the trade-off.
Yeah.
So the smaller your band is, and within reason, the stronger your fan base will be. It's easier for you to grow a legit cult following.
Yes.
People are like, they know all the fans, right?
Yep.
You know, especially with the internet, it's easier for you to have a more close-knit cult following.
Yeah, yeah.
When you get into the realms of like crazy, like, okay, say like Slipknot or something, right?
Sure.
Their band, huge band.
Yeah.
They're huge and they're successful, but I don't think that their fan base is as enthusiastic as you would take a smaller band. I don't know if that's, I don't know if enthusiastic is the right word. So maybe, I don't know. It's kind of tough.
Yeah.
So I don't think that their fan base is extreme.
Yeah, I would agree.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, yeah, when they play a city, all their fans will go. But like outside of that, you don't really hear a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a big band, so it's like it's all the small hearsay stuff that collects to make that band big. But when you have a small band that's doing some good shit, it's like big hearsay all collected together. You know what I mean? Like,
definitely. That's true. I mean, you look at a band that size and it's like Slipknot could put out. I mean, I remember where there was a time where I felt like even my perception of Slipknot, like it was a big deal when they had a new record coming out. Like it was big shit. And this time around, I felt like maybe the hype wasn't all there, but they're still killing it. You know what I mean? Like they're still doing stadium tours with insanely sick metal bands. And like
the thing with that is, as far as my opinion goes, I mean, they've been around long enough to like now establish themselves as like they have some of the most influential metal records out.
Oh yeah,
you know
absolutely. I mean? Yeah, dude.
So like they reach so far that like they don't have to do as much.
Yeah.
Same with Metallica.
Yeah.
Metallica.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Metallica can go on the road and just play their first, 4 records.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
They don't have to play like, if they have a new album coming out, they'll play like, a couple songs off that album. But they'll play all the shit because it's nostalgia. It's like what made them great. That's what they'll play, and that's what people want to see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, that's how Iron Maiden does those tours where it's like they'll do their new record tour, and then they're doing the world tour where it's just like they're playing the greatest hits set. And it's just like, I mean, it's just like, it's fucking, it's shit to me.
It's an achievement.
Yeah, it is an achievement. Yeah.
And just play all your fucking hits.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's insane. I can't
enough hits to fill a set for like Iron Maiden probably plays like 2 hours.
At least got to be 2 hours. Yeah, man. I mean, it's crazy. I think the last time I saw a band play a set like that would be equivalent in that length with that much material but not nearly on that scale, would be like Agalloch. Like they were one of those bands where it was like metalheads loved them. They have like only 4 or 5 records, but like the songs are long enough, and like they're able to pump out a 2-hour set. The show sells out at whatever club it's at, and like that was like where I was kind of like, oh, okay, I see what they're. I remember being more conscious of it from an aspect of like not just a fan, but trying to get a hold of like. I mean, I remember. I was young when I was at that show. I couldn't even remember the first time I saw them, but I just remember thinking like, fuck, like merch was like selling out like the night of, and like the show was sold out. And I mean, it was them and like one other band. And I'm just like, shit, they have this on lock for this level.
And to me,
like,
that's mind blowing.
Yeah, it is mind blowing. Yeah,
for that band for sure.
Yeah, it is fucking mind blowing. It's crazy shit, and it's cool for me to see like even like I read today that Tool's new record is now in the #1 Billboard spot. Yeah, it beat Taylor Swift's record in sales and streams.
I saw something about that where her fans were complaining. Right?
Really?
I guess. Yeah, and like. And
I haven't heard that record yet.
I like it. I'm not trying to put like a biased stance on it. Like I think it's fine, and like I know I talked about this in the last episode of the podcast, but like I don't have a super hard stance on Tool, so I feel like it's easier for me to enjoy that band. But like it's still fucking it's insane. Well, first, like while we were on the road, Tool uploaded their entire discography to streaming services.
Yeah.
All of their records were in
Sault Ste. Maria, I think.
Yeah, it did. And then all of their fucking records the next week were charting on Billboard again. And it's just like, holy shit. Like, I mean,
they have like millions of fucking Spotify streams in a day.
Yeah, it's insane.
And then it went from like 1.5 million to like 3 million.
Yeah.
People have been waiting for that shit to hit.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that like,
It's just crazy, man. It's crazy. I feel what's crazy about going on just with that band is like, I know what they're doing, and like I get that like it's interesting because they did it at this time. I don't know if it's the right time or not the right time, but the success of this album, I would prove to me like, all right, they're making the right move. They're now in the '1 spot. They're making probably a shitload of money, and like they're having huge success. And for me, from being an unbiased Tool listener, I think it's a good record. I don't think it's bad. I think it sounds like Tool.
Check it out.
Yeah, I mean, I would say if you like that band, you'll probably dig it. But then I would maybe say, I don't know. I feel like, and I was talking about this last time too. This would be really good to bring up with you, but like, I feel like there's almost a stigma with bands that take so much fucking time to put out a record that when it comes out, it's almost bound for people to just like automatically not like it because they're gonna hold it in regards to another.
Never came out.
That's what I'm saying, dude. That's like my fucking prime example. It's like, dude, if they put out another record, everybody is immediately gonna hold it to Epitaph, and nobody's gonna fucking like it.
Right.
I really think that there's a strong chance of that. Yeah, exactly. And it is like, what is the fucking point? Epitaph exists, and then there's about 1 billion bands that have based their careers off of like that record.
I'm one of them.
Yeah, I mean, dude, like, I mean, it's just like
it's influenced so many people.
Yeah.
So strong. How can you really expect a band to go above and beyond your expectations on perfection?
Yeah, and then it's just so frustrating to me sometimes seeing people being like, man, I would love a new Necrophagist album. And I want to be like, well, why don't you listen to 80 of the fucking bands that they've inspired that are pumping out great records? You know what I mean? Like the bands that you could go.
Don't get me wrong. I would love a new Necrophagist record, and I would
too.
Cherish it. Most people would. Yeah. Just because it's new Necrophagist, right?
Yeah, it's new. It's something.
I highly doubt that anything they put out would outdo Epitaph.
I don't think so.
Just because the sole reason of when I first heard Epitaph, it changed my fucking life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can't expect them to change my life again.
No.
I mean, if they did, I'd suck their dicks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's powerful shit.
It's very powerful shit.
Twice, I'd suck your dick.
Yeah.
But they're not going to, no one's going to do that, right?
Yeah.
Because you have expectations for something. And I would love for them to come out with a new record. I would love to hear the ideas that they had back in 2009 or something when they were like, yeah, we got a new record. It's blah, blah, blah. Waiting for it. Been waiting for it 10 years later. Nothing. I don't even care anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? I listen to Epitaph often. Still.
Yeah.
It's the perfect record to me. So I don't care anymore. If they don't do it, they're never going to do it.
No,
but if they did do it, I would enjoy it, and I would be like, "Fuck yeah, this is awesome." But it's never going to have the feeling of. Let me tell you about when I first heard the record.
Tell me, yeah.
Okay, and at this time, I was like, I think Annihilation of the Wicked had came out. I had already heard that shit.
That's that heat, dude. That's that hitter, baby. Yeah, dude. I love that record. That was a game changer for me. Was that album?
Yeah, and I heard Epitaph like later on. It's not like I heard it like when it was new.
What was that? 2004. I think 2004 it came out.
Right. So I heard it like around. I think Annihilation of the Wicked came out like 2006. Yeah,
that's about right. 2005 or 2006, something like that.
Something like that. So that was the shit I was on. I was like, yeah, this is fucking badass.
Yeah, dude.
And then our old vocalist, Josh Harrell, he was like the original Inferi vocalist.
Okay.
We lived together at that time. He had XM radio.
Hell yeah. Got that hookup.
He heard.
That satellite radio hookup, boy.
Yeah, dude.
Hell yeah.
Heard a song, I think it was Stab Wound he heard.
Okay.
And he instantly went to a Tower Records and bought the CD.
Whoa, that's sick they had it. Well, Relapse. Exactly. It was on Relapse, right? That one? Epitaph? Yeah.
He instantly bought it, and I pulled up into our apartment complex, like, after I got off work, had a fucking case of beer with me. I think it was like a Thursday or Friday or something. And I was just going to go drink beers and hang out. And he was in his vehicle waiting for me to get home.
Yeah.
Listening to it on repeat. Damn. And I was like, what is he doing? I thought he was on the phone or something. So I walked over towards the apartment door. He rolled the window down. He's like, get your fucking ass in this vehicle right now. I was like, oh shit, am I in trouble? I go into the fucking vehicle and he's like, listen to this.
Yeah.
And he started it from Stab Wound. It's track 1. And we listened to the record 2 or 3 times in a row.
Without getting out of the car?
Without getting out of the car. Damn. We drank the beer that I had. And we just drank beers in the car in the parking lot of the apartment complex. And we could not process the fucking record. You know what I mean? It's like, when you're listening to, and this is not a dig or throwing shade on bands that we were listening to. When you're listening to like Bleeding Through and like all the metalcore stuff that was coming out, like As I Like Dying and All That Remains and stuff. That was the shit that we were listening to.
Well, that was the shit at the time. That was what was going on there. Yeah.
And we heard that, and it was like, what?
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
This is what we're listening to? I can't even understand what is happening.
Yeah.
You know, and it wasn't so fast that it was over my head, but it was just like so textured.
Yeah.
And that was like really the first time I didn't even know what counterpoint was, right?
Yeah, sure.
To hear that most of the guitars on the record are 2 different guitar parts. And they're just like, you can't listen to the riff the same with one or the other. It's like, it has to be both. It took me forever to like try to figure out what made it what it was, because it was so different. The counterpoint, obviously, at that point in time, I didn't know what that was. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I didn't know what counterpoint was. I didn't know a lot of shit, but man, it was compelling.
Yeah.
It was, and it really changed my life. And it took years for me to try to break it down. And I listened to that record almost every day for almost a decade. Like, I had to listen to it. It was like, that was maybe not a decade, but at least 4 or 5 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah. And it was like, I listened to that every time I could. It was the best thing I ever heard. It still is, honestly. Mm-hmm. The best record I've ever heard.
Yeah, that's insane. That's crazy, man. I'm glad that like it's cool to hear that perspective on it. I mean, I don't even remember the first time I heard it. It was probably in like 2007. I think the first time I saw them was that Summer Slaughter DVD they did from the very first year of that tour.
Yeah. I went to that Summer Slaughter and they couldn't make it to the US in time. So I missed that. It was like versus, I think, Decapitated headlined.
Yeah.
Now, I think that was maybe the second or third time I met James Malone, and we hung out and had some drinks and stuff. It was in Louisville.
Oh, okay. You guys are homies.
Yeah.
He's done shit on your records. You've done shit on his record, on the Artisan record.
Yeah, and it was during that tour cycle. It was like the first date of the tour. I think they missed 2.
Yeah.
But the first day of the tour, it was like Decapitated had the headline because Necrofaces didn't show up. It was stacked. I think it was like Beneath the Massacre, maybe.
Oh yeah, Cephalic Carnage was on it.
Dude, it was fucking insane.
Yeah.
Like the heyday of fucking Summer.
Yeah, man. Insane. I did not go that year, but I went the year after. I think it was Black Dahlia's first headliner on it, like when Nocturnal came out. So yeah, dude. I remember.
I'm sick ass tour too, man.
Dude, I remember the day Nocturnal came out. I skipped school at lunch and I went and bought the record at a Coconuts. It was still Coconuts at the time. Yeah, dude. And I just went home. My parents weren't home from work, and they got home after I did anyway, so they had no way of knowing. So I just like
perfect crime.
Yeah, my dad. I don't know if he'll know. I never really skipped school that much. That was one day where I like had to though.
Know now,
and he won't give a fuck. My dad skipped school for dumber shit than that.
Skipped school when you were a decade.
Yeah, dude.
School one time,
dude. My dad is like the number one. My dad, my dad loves this podcast so much. This is like his favorite thing to listen to. And then like I always bring up so much shit where I'm like, oh, I hope my dad doesn't talk to me about this. And then every time he'll always like, he'll be like, yeah. So what was that about? And I'm just like,
let's talk about it.
But yeah, I remember my high school had this thing set up where it was like, if you didn't show up, like for a certain amount of class periods, they had an automated system that would call like your parents' phone number to let them know that they weren't in. Yeah. So like I was just home enough to pick up that call, and I was just like, oh yeah, okay, I'll take the call. And then like I just hung up the phone right away. So I was just like, yeah, awesome, killer, did it.
That's a fucking tattletale piece of shit fucking system.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fucked.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
They had that kind of shit.
They were trying to cancel you before being canceled was a thing.
Hell yeah, they ain't canceling me. They don't got that type of power.
That was pre-Twitter, dude. That was pre-Twitter career assassination.
Yeah. Dude, you know what though? I was so decent in high school. I was not a shitty kid in high school. Like I never drank. I never smoked weed until later. And until now. And I'm 27. And
better late than never.
Yeah. And I don't know, my parents like they were pretty like chill about all that shit. Like even if I didn't, some days like I would just be like, this sucks, and they'd be like, yeah, you could come home, like because I would never ditch her. Cool. Yeah, like they were always sick about that stuff. So shout out to my mom and dad. And
dude, shout out.
Yeah, dude. So that's fucking.
Would not be down for that. They'd be like, nah. Suffer.
Yeah.
Suffer until your last grain of will to live.
Yeah.
You know? Go to school, get an education, and then graduate and not do anything with the education you had.
Well, dude, look where you were. Yeah, dude, you're like the fucking Tony Montana fucking death metal right now, dude. You're fucking. Yeah, dude. You're fucking killing it, man. You're like Scarface, dude. You got power, man. You're fucking crazy, dude.
I don't know about that. But, it's been cool.
Yeah, dude, it's sick, man. Metal's fucking, it's sick. And like, Artisan has definitely revived my metal's still sick type of vibe. Especially touring. Touring with you guys is always the most fun shit, dude.
Well, it's definitely not going to be the last time.
It better not be. It better be the first of many fucking times.
I really want to do an Artisan tour.
You know we down.
Of course, you guys are going to be on the bill.
Yeah, opening.
I really want to do it.
We'll open the tour. We'll open we'll be on the second stage, dude. Once it's Artisan Fest. Like Ozfest. Dude, did you see that? Did you see Ozzy's on a Post Malone song?
What?
Yeah, he's I guess
we were
Post
talking
Malone.
about that the other day.
He just put out a new record, I guess on Friday, and like Ozzy has a guest feature, and yeah, man, I don't know. Like I haven't heard it, and I don't really want to. And I don't mind Post Malone as like a rapper, but like I just don't know if I want to hear that like Ozzy on like a trap song.
Well, that's Sharon being like, Ozzy, you got to do this. You got to stay hip and cool, you know?
Yeah, I bet you he's gonna make some money off that fucking track too.
He'll pick up some
Ozzy
fans.
Is one of the creators, I would say, of like metal, right?
Yeah.
So, like, he came from the era of like Black Sabbath and all that shit, obviously. So what's the point of that? I don't get it. Maybe I'm too old.
I know Post Malone is like a pseudo metal guy. Like he used to play in not metal bands, but like
hard rock and stuff, right?
It was like
punk, maybe.
Metalcore shit. So like Pierce the Veil type bands.
Okay.
I know he was into that. He listened to death metal. There was some picture of him with like a good friend of his, and his friend was wearing like a Rivers of Nile shirt. And I was like, oh
really?
shit, yeah. And like cool. I was just like, oh okay, that's like awesome. And I know he like fucks with metal a little bit, but yeah, I was seeing on my way here, I was looking at Facebook and like driving, good move. And I was looking at like, there were pictures of like tweets of like little kids being like, man, I don't know who this Ozzy guy is that Post Malone got on this record. Yeah, they're like, I've never heard of him, but like he's actually pretty cool on this song. And yeah, it's insane, dude. But think about it. Like I was a kid.
Jump off a bridge, man.
Dude, I'm 27. I was a kid. I was like probably like a preteen when the Osbournes aired, and that was like I knew of Black Sabbath.
Yeah, I mean that was like MTV.
Yeah.
Reality show.
Oh yeah. And I mean I've known of Ozzy before then because my dad is a huge Black Sabbath fan, and like I knew about Ozzy's music, but like I mean that was like. It's funny because like Ozzy was a reality star and Donald Trump was a reality star, and now Donald Trump is the president and Ozzy's on a fucking Post Malone song and I'm 27. Yeah, what is going on, man?
So getting to that, all right. So I'm pretty sure we have entered some sort of different dimension.
Yeah, some weird bipartisan
like our reality
dimension.
is not what it was supposed to be. I'm pretty sure that something happened to where our universe and a different universe have collided and everything's fucked up.
Oh, yeah.
Donald Trump's president, Ozzy Osbourne's on a Post Malone song, and there's a whole bunch of other racy shit I could say, not about race, but just just some shit that's going on in the world that just doesn't make sense.
No.
To where the trajectory was when I was younger. You know what I mean? It's like, what happened?
Yeah.
Now.
We took a real hard pivot.
Hella hard.
Yeah.
Dude, it's very weird. It's me.
Scottie Pippen fucking hella pivot, dude.
Dude, I get really high after band practice, and like Max will be driving me home, and me and Max have like Max never gets high, but I always get like ripped. So me and him have these like really sick like philosophical conversations on the way home, and he's like, he's like, dude, you're bringing up good points, man, and I'm just like, yeah, man, I'm just high as shit. But it's like it's shit that I wouldn't necessarily say it in public because I don't know the reactions of everybody, and like I know some of it's like, all right, I'm not thinking at this from the right angle because I'm high as shit, but like sometimes I'm just like, fuck, man, like there's some shit that doesn't make any sense to me. And like, I think people,
a lot of shit like that, man.
Yeah.
Like what is happening?
Dude, I think people are afraid to fucking, I don't know, confront it or say something about it. Like, I don't know. I'm not going to get into it now, but yeah, it's very, very fucking out there, but
everyone's afraid to get canceled, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm afraid to get canceled, dude. Yeah. They try to cancel me in high school.
Regular people are afraid to get fired for having an opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but everything is just so fucking sensitive now that it's like you have to keep that shit at bay, or else it's just like, you know, I don't know. It's weird shit, man. Very weird shit. But you know, that's the world we live in now. And Ozzy's on a Post Malone song, and fucking Necrophagist is never going to come out with another record. And you know, it's just it's what happened, man. Yeah. But I don't know. It's cool not to like keep harping on Artisan shit, but it's just sick that you guys like have like picked up the I mean, I don't know, putting Spawn of Possession records on vinyl. That's shit everybody wanted.
Yeah,
everybody wanted that, and you guys made it happen. Like,
yeah, it's been cool.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll be able to do more stuff like that.
Yeah.
We got some stuff in the works. Like we'll probably announce here in a couple days.
Yeah.
Along those lines, that I think people would really enjoy. And
fuck yeah.
And you know, I think it's important for a label to keep their ears low to the ground, because like you have the bigger labels like Nuclear Blast and Metal Blade and Century Media. I think Century Media might be more low to the ground based on what I've seen them sign.
Dude,
lately.
they've been making moves recently. I was just talking about this. Like, they signed Vitriol, they picked up Black Crown, they signed Hideous Divinity. Like, those are some good death metal bands. Like,
right. I think they understand. I mean, you have like guys like, you know, Season of Mist and Willow Tip, who's always been doing the killer shit. You know,
yeah.
Obviously, unique leader. Got, you know, man, I think it's really important for labels to, you know, fucking be a part of what you're creating.
Yeah.
You know, like you'll find more there than you actually think you will. Otherwise. And maybe they're on I don't know, maybe they are too busy, or they, you know, they have a different agenda. But I think it's important for record labels, especially in death metal, or, you know, the niche shit, you know, it's important to be a part of your audience and figure out what they want and give it to them the best way you can.
Yeah.
You know? And not just like it's not the same shit anymore. We were just talking about fucking the universe is way different than we expected it to be.
Yep.
It's not the same shit. Okay, so music now is basically the same standard as porn, right? So you like you want it, but you don't want to pay for it, right?
No.
Like, so music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, you want it, but nobody wants to pay for it.
It's free though, so you expect people to like, you know, break their balls off on their fucking music, but you don't want to pay for it.
Yeah.
So to like really figure out like how to do things, man. It's like it's not what it was supposed to be. Like we can't be on the same formula as like 15, 20 years ago, right?
Yeah. Yep.
It's over. So
yeah.
The thing to do is to keep your ears low to the ground and nurture the bands that are hungry.
Yeah, exactly, dude. That's what I've been saying, man. Yeah, and that's some shit I've been saying. I made a post. I never really do this, but like, because I always, you know, that group on Facebook. It's like technical, blackened, happy,
right.
sad death metal group, and whatever it's called. It's a very long name. Like, I made a post once where I was just like, do you guys? I don't know. I feel like a lot of people. It's looking at it from an aspect of not being a musician, but liking music that's heavily music based. You know what I mean? Like technical death metal is like, I would say usually the number one range of fans are other musicians. You know,
right.
And like, just, I mean, most metal in general, it's usually that happens to be the case. It's like dudes that are impressed by some sick ass, you know, shredding or whatever it happens to be. And it's just interesting to me because I feel like people still, I mean, you have like that page specifically. I mean, there's people that still like are like, yep, Necrophagist is fucking the best shit in the world, and like, you know what I mean? And it's just like they'll still talk about a record that's been out for almost 20 years now, and like, and which is sick and great that that record has had that standing. But part of me always thinks like, man, I wonder what it is that people, I mean, people do resonate with new music like that, but I wonder what the next that will be. And I'm always thinking like,
it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Because it's so saturated.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. And it all goes back to that oversaturation. It's just like there's so much of what you want. There's always so much of it. And then it's just like, is it going to be the same as the way you liked it before? It's so hard to fucking tell, man.
Right. Yeah, I mean, one band can come out with a phenomenal record that's just like earth-shatteringly sick, right?
Yeah.
And people will be like, oh, man, this is fucking sick. And then a week later, another band comes out with a sick record, and they forget about the old one.
Yeah, it's like it's completely gone, man.
I think it's like literally because the internet, man.
It is. It's solely the internet.
Yeah, like total Donald Glover had it right. Because the internet, you have so much access to everything.
Yep.
There's no resonance.
No.
You have no time to digest what you have. And you have no value in what you do have.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because like a week later, something else is going to happen, and then you're going on to that. I mean, think about going on. And I've been really trying my best to stay away from Facebook and shit because of these reasons. Like you go on Facebook and everyone's talking about Marvel, Spider-Man, Sony.
Oh, that whole shit, yeah.
Meanwhile, we just found out that the rainforest, the Amazon rainforest, is on fire for like 2-3 fucking weeks.
Yeah.
It might be still on fucking fire.
Yeah.
And no one gives a fuck.
Yeah.
What? Why are we talking about fucking Spider-Man? Spider-Man's the shit. I love Spider-Man.
Yeah. But
the rainforest is on fucking fire right now, and no one gives a fuck. What?
Yeah.
What is happening?
I mean, honestly, what I think it is just it's like people don't give a fuck. Obviously, that's what it is. I don't think like, and even myself, like, I mean, I'm not doing anything to actively be like, we got to put out this rainforest fire. Yeah.
There's nothing that you can do, or he can do, or I can do to fucking make it better.
I mean, I think it's just like an ignorance is bliss concept, man. I mean, I think a lot of people are just like, well, you know what? I could go see it. Yeah, I mean, then you got people that are like, oh, I could go see a Spider-Man movie anytime, so I guess I'll like fucking...
And I'll feel good for like 2 hours.
Yeah, and then I'll just complain about that somehow, you know? It's just like, dude,
It wasn't as sick as the Sam Raimi Spider-Man.
Yeah, you know? Like, whatever, man. Like, exactly. At that point, it's just like, what the fuck do you want, man? Like, come on. Like,
right.
Yeah.
The internet provides an entitlement that no one can fulfill.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, I know exactly.
No one can fulfill what people want. And the internet provides an outlet for people to vigorously display their
opinions,
their needs.
Yeah, their needs. All right. Yeah, I mean, I agree. We were just talking about this before we started, but you were talking about that Dave Chappelle shit with Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting how, because with that, they allowed some critics that are clearly not fans of his in any way to chime in, and of course they're gonna shit on it. And then apparently they
0%.
closed it so that nobody else could like critique it after that.
Not even fans?
And not even the fans. But then they finally opened it for the fans, and it's at like 99%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's a great special.
Stand-up means way more to our social climate than anyone's giving it credit, right? So that stand-up, it's called Sticks and Fucking Stones.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, you all remember the fucking Sticks and Stones may break my bones, but words would never hurt me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like just as iconic as the Golden Rule, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So he named it Sticks and Stones on purpose. Like, these fucking mentally weak people get sad about shit. And guess what? They got sad about his fucking stand-up, which is phenomenal. He fucking trolls these people, and they take the bait.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
That's what they get. On Rotten Tomatoes, a professional site, a professional outlet.
Yeah. A huge professional outlet now. I mean, I know so many people. I remember when Rotten Tomatoes was like, oh, this is something I could look at that will like usually recommend me good movies. But now, like, whenever I like turn on like my TV, they have the little tomato meter, and I'm just like, holy shit! Like, Rotten Tomatoes is big shit now. Like, but it's just like, that's the whole thing, and it's like it's all based on words, and it's all based on like who is and I mean, I'm not trying to be that guy that's just like, oh, everybody should stop like being so offended, but it's just like it's crazy to me that now.
I'll be that guy for you.
Yeah, it's just like art in that sense now has become so. I mean, it's like the same shit. I was reading something similar with Pitchfork. They gave some band like a shitty review because of like some content on the record that was like I'm not even gonna remember who the fuck it was, but it was like misconstrued and they gave it a lower rating, and it's just like
because of the content.
Yeah, and it's just like, well, like, but objective. Like, I mean, how I get like. Reviewing something, I think, is like one of the worst jobs in the world because it's just like you have to be objective and subjective at the same time. Yeah, and it's really hard to do that.
People don't do that though.
If you're doing it right, yeah.
Yeah.
But most people don't even have. They don't have the right perspective.
True.
To properly review things.
Yeah, that's very true.
They're just like a person.
Yeah.
Talking about something. They don't have any musical background. They don't have any filmmaking background. Like, okay, I can go on Facebook and be like, this movie sucked ass.
Yeah.
Right? I've never filmed anything in my life for a movie.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm just a piece of shit talking shit about a movie I didn't like, right?
Sure, yeah.
Same thing for the entire internet, right? Like most of the people don't have any background in what they're talking about. And when it goes to the levels of like Rotten Tomatoes or something, I don't know who's making the calls for that shit. So I can't say. But when someone's like, we're going to have like 5 or 6 people review Dave Chappelle's stand-up, and they're completely like left wing or whatever fucking wing, whichever wing.
The West Wing.
The West Wing, right?
Yeah. Martin Sheen.
They're not.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna fucking write a review. Oh, he was talking about all these topics that we just don't like to hear about, and shut off the rest of the world. It tells you a lot about literally our age, right? The age of where we are, and the sensitivity level that I just can't fathom, dude. I personally cannot understand how sensitive people are. Maybe because I didn't grow up on the internet with my phone, but at the same time, the people who are making these decisions are probably my age.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make any fucking sense to me, man. It's like, why are you so weak-minded that like you can't enjoy something that's fucking hilarious?
Yeah.
Based on trying to be a fucking hero somehow. You're not helping anyone.
Yeah, and that's true. But part of me also
handing out golden stickers for people who don't fucking deserve it, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very true. Part of me thinks it's that some of these bigger entities, whether it be Rotten Tomatoes or Pitchfork or whoever, like, are kind of looking at it from that angle of like, oh, we know young people are going to hate this. So if we jump on that train, it gets the young people to side with us.
You're earning followers. You're earning
exactly.
fans, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like you're adjusting to the social climate.
Exactly.
As opposed to like trying to fix it.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, it's just, and unfortunately or fortunately, I don't even know. It's just like that is the social climate is now probably one of the most factored things in anything now. I mean, even at my fucking job, like there's so much social climate. Like they were doing fucking sexual harassment training while we were on tour. So me and Alex completely missed it.
Which, you guys that needed it the most.
Which is so funny. And we were just like immediately, like I remember just asking people, I was like, how was it? Like, was it funny? Like, and they said it was like barely anything. And it's just like, fuck. But I get like they're doing, I don't know. It's just got so much more weight than it does. But then part of me thinks like, all right, we're living in this world now. Who's to say in 20, 30 years, you know, however many years, what if this all backfires? What happens if people are going to be like, what happens when people who are big on social justice and, you know, taking a very high political stance, what if those people start getting shit on for that? For like, in, you know, what, I mean, if we have gotten to the times where like America's had a horrible history in the past, you know what I mean? Like, and it's still like, there still are a lot of pieces of shit out there, but it's like, like the main mindset of, you know, these companies, these businesses, and just a lot of people in general, it's just like everybody's so quick to point the finger. What happens if in 10 years from now, those people who are so quick to point the finger are the ones that end up in this negative spotlight where it's like, why are you guys, you know what I mean? It's like, part of me just thinks like,
they want to be perfect. You can't be perfect.
Well, I mean, it's just, like, that's the whole thing. And part of me thinks that society just has this predisposition to eventually just kind of implode in on itself. It's just like, I don't know. Yeah. Donald Trump was a reality star and now he's the fucking president. It's like, wow, that's fucking crazy. And like, you know, and I'm not saying that's good or bad. It's just weird. It's fucking weird. It's weird seeing a dude that is like known for being on television to now being like in charge of your country. And then now, not even that, but it's just like, that happened. Like, yeah, that sounds insane, but that fucking happened. We're living in it. It's a real thing. So who the fuck knows what is going to happen next, you know? I have no clue. I have no fucking idea. And it's just like, it's interesting to me because I just feel like there's so much heat. I mean, I don't know. That election itself just had so much fire behind it and so much.
I mean both sides just clashing hard.
I mean, dude, I don't remember, at least in the Obama elections, I don't remember anything being that fucking heated.
No, not at all.
And like, I mean, it definitely probably was in certain aspects. Yeah, but I still don't think it was as controversial.
No, not nearly as bad. Yeah,
it was not as bad. The Trump thing was like, you got Hillary Clinton. And you got Trump. So you got like liquid turd and solid turd.
Yep.
So like which turd? I mean, it's shit.
Yeah.
Both times.
Yep. Yeah.
So which one do you want? A different flavor of shit? A different consistency of shit? It's not really good.
Dude, and then
this going to do the same thing again. And,
yeah. And the sad shit about it is like, I know Hillary was like, yeah, I'm just not going to run again because it's just so like, it's just like, fuck, that's, it's like depressing, man. It's just
how
like,
would you feel if you lost to that guy?
I don't know. It's crushing. You know what I mean?
Hard.
But then it's like, I mean, I think the only people I knew that were, I mean, I knew plenty of people that voted for Hillary, but I think it was because of the fact that it's like, that was the only option. It's like what you're saying. It's like shit this way or shit that way. Which one do you want? Right. And like, I think people liked the lesser shit. Right. You know, as if whatever, you know, pending on their viewpoint. But like the only people I know,
all the people that wanted Bernie, you know, and
like,
this is our,
and it didn't fucking happen.
Option,
yeah,
you know, and it didn't work out.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. It's very strange to me, and I'm curious just to see where the world is going to be. I mean, I'm kind of scared, and I'm just like, I don't know. Will it regress again, and then will putting everybody under the burner like kind of. Like, will it increase? Will it increase? Will it go away? Who the fuck knows, man?
I think that it's going to get worse for a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
And everyone's going to fucking wake the fuck up.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Yeah. And then you have to fight back for what we had, right?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
A world where, like, because everyone wants a world where they can do what they want without having some fucking bullshit happen to them. I mean, of course, there are some fucking monsters in the world, right?
Yeah.
But we're in a realm where every bad thing, every negative thing makes you a complete fucking Hitler.
Yeah.
Or fucking Satan.
Yeah.
And that's not how it is in real life.
Yeah. I mean,
the sad thing is, on top of that, not to cut you off, but the sad thing is there's only a few people who have outlets on the internet that feel this way, that push this propaganda.
Yeah.
Most people are just like you and me, right?
Yeah.
They're just, most people are normal people, and they don't really give a fucking shit. You know, it's like, okay, someone said something, who cares? That's interesting, move along. But other people are like, oh, no, they said this, and now we have to crucify them for it. It's like, there's no reason for that. It's going to get worse a little bit. Maybe it's getting better. I don't know. But I could see it getting worse for a little bit, and then completely the pendulum swings. I can see it just something happening, and it's just like, nope, not anymore. Everyone's just going to be like, fuck this, fuck that. Everyone's going to stand up for the fucking realistic neutrality of, what's supposed to be. I think people are just now realizing that the internet is what it is.
Yeah.
And,
which is fucked, but like, very fucked. It's fucked that it's taking that long.
People and put people in echo chambers.
Yeah.
That's a no one knew that the internet was going to be an echo chamber.
Yeah, and that would have so much influence today. And it goes on so many fucking different levels, dude. I was telling somebody the story about my ex-girlfriend who was like, she had very like, she would do this thing where she would go on like Instagram and follow some like, I don't know, like Burning Man girl that was like, would have white girl with dreads, like doing whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? And I'm not trying to like be stereotypical, but it would just be,
I totally understand what you mean.
It would be some shit like that. And my ex would just be like, wow, like her life is so sick and I wish I could just be like that, but I have all these problems. And I'm just like, she probably has all these fucking problems too, but she's not going to post about them. You know what I mean? It's just like, I don't know. It's just so funny how like I use the internet a lot, but I take it all with an extreme grain of salt. And I feel like in my head, I'm just like, that's probably what a lot of other people do, which is true, but it's also not, because there's a lot of people that don't take it with a grain of salt. There's a lot of people that like,
most people don't.
Yeah. It's very scary shit.
Most people use it as a method to connect with people.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the only way that they can get their opinions out, because they don't have friends in real life, and they don't, like most people, the people that they deal with are either their family or their coworkers. That's it.
Yeah.
A lot of people, their friends are on the internet. And so you get a lot of people who are just like, oh, I'm going to put my opinion, and I was guilty of this as well. It's like,
I put my opinion on the internet all the time.
On the internet, and I'll still do it. Not as much, but you put your opinion on the internet to try to like confirm how you feel. Right?
Yeah.
You want like self-affirmation, and you use the internet as a tool to get it, as opposed to like actually boots on the ground doing something to change the world you live in.
Yeah.
The internet took all that away.
Oh, 100%.
Because as a human being, we want to put our opinion out and then have other people fulfill it for us.
Yeah.
As opposed to getting our hands dirty.
Yeah, and then just doing living for what you fucking, want to happen. I do think there still are a fair share of people that do it, but I just think that a lot of these concepts and a lot of the shit people are at, like, it's like, I'm like perfect examples like the Amazon shit. You know what I mean? Like the rainforest burning on fire. People are like, well, if more people gave a fuck, and I'm like, like I don't think it's if more people gave a fuck. I just don't think there's a, you know, when you're facing something that's like a natural disaster and like multiple scientists and reputable people are saying there's nothing we could do at this time to prevent that from happening, you know? Like I just don't think there's a way to make it happen. And I don't think it's a matter of like, I don't know if it's a matter of people just being like, I'm going to the rainforest with my fucking super soaker, dude. And like, going Rambo style. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't know. It's just so weird. And like, not to like completely change the subject, but what kind of made me a big thing for me on the internet, like at least deciding like, yeah, I want to be a musician and touring musician, but I want to do it in this way where it's like, we live in this culture that's very like, people, if they find out a dude from a band has any negative ties in a certain way, they're just written the fuck off. You know what I mean? Like a prime example is like Decapitated, like what happened to them here when they were here. And then it's just like, technically by the U.S. justice system, they were found innocent. But I remember plenty of people saying after that, they're like, oh, well, fuck that. I'm sure they probably did it anyway. It's like, whoa, that's scary. And it's like that band, I would be hard pressed if they ever come back here again. I wouldn't want to do that if I were them. And I went through that shit. And then like people are still like, yeah, well, we don't believe you. And it's like, but the court did. Like the court believed them. Like they got dropped of the charges. Like it's just such like that to me kind of made me be like, all right, like if I'm going to be in a band that tours, I should try to be like not be the dude that's like, I don't like to post a lot of opinionated things on Facebook anymore, especially about music and politics, because like I know no matter what I say, even if a majority of people agree with it, it's still going to be a shit show. I mean, look at like like a guy like Lucas Mann, who's like always under fire for like the obnoxious shit he says. And like part of me thinks it's funny because I'm just like, this dude is just being an asshole and he knows he's doing it and people are buying it. And I'm just like, you guys, like he's just doing this for your reaction like this, you know? And like,
that's like what the band is about, right? That's how the band is the band that they are, right?
Yeah.
Like the shit talk.
Exactly.
Makes and what it is.
That's very true. I mean, that's like half their bread and butter. I mean, I remember like they made a shirt with that like quote Lucas said on Facebook, and I'm like, that's the
which I knew they were going to do it. I knew it.
Yeah, and it's so funny, dude.
Guys in the band, I was like, I bet they make a shirt about this,
dude. And then they did, and it's sold out. Like that shirt's sold out, and I didn't buy. I was gonna buy one. They were sold out of my size, and I don't even really listen to Rings of Saturn that much. But I was just like, this is hilarious. I love what the fuck that dude does. I think it's so funny, and I think that like he knows exactly what he's doing, and people are just like fucking there to react on it. It's like I never meet any real motherfuckers anymore other than like you guys or people who are just like, yeah, they're fine. Like it's so refreshing to go on tour with like you guys are like Black Crown, but most of the people, I mean, we haven't toured with a lot of bands yet, but just like guys that are there that aren't shitty dudes that don't necessarily have an opinion on everything that's going on in metal, that are just like, sick dudes. And it's just like, you go on, I'll see some of these metal pages and people like, I'm banning Lucas Mann for the 50th time. And it's like, dude, why, man? Like, why don't you just quit fucking worrying about it and like the bands you want to like?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just fucked.
Yeah, there's a weird vibe with some of those groups that it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah,
that we were talking about with the internet, right? So it's like they have an agenda, and that's what their group is, right?
Yeah, and good for them, because I'm sure it does a lot of positivity too, you know.
For sure,
and it connects a lot of. And I'm not trying to talk shit either. Like those groups are cool. Yeah. They've done good things for my band, you know. Like it's definitely like, and I've met some of these people we met a bunch of people on tour and some of these groups, and they were like the sickest people. And it's just like I get that, like. No matter, I mean, it could be any group. There's always going to be some type of like, okay, here's this guy's opinion on whatever, you know, like,
right.
And there's always,
it's more important with me, with Lucas Mann in particular. I think it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, me too.
Shit that he does, but I also think as people that some people look up to, or like if you're in the light, it's your responsibility to just spread positivity more than being. You might have feelings on shit, but it's kind of your responsibility to like keep things positive, because if the people who are trying to glue things together can't keep their shit together, how can we expect the people that we are trying to involve in what we're doing, how can we expect them to keep it together, right?
That's the whole thing. And there's a lot of times in my day where like I'll be like, man, I really don't like something, but my immediate reaction wouldn't be, let me go on Facebook and post about this, because it doesn't fucking matter. I mean, it's like, if it's not going to be something, it doesn't fucking matter. So much, me too. Like, I think a lot of metal dudes did.
Think about how much I did it.
Me too. I hate it. I'm like, I'll see posts like, 5 years ago you said this about this record, and I'm like, delete. I don't care. Man. Like, it's just like, dude, if you don't like it, just like fucking get over it. I don't need to say something about it. Like, unless somebody's trying to have a conversation with me, and then even then I'm not going to be like whenever, I don't know, like if Rings of Saturn new record drops, and if I decide to listen to it, even, and I'm not saying that as a slam either, I'm just like, I don't know if I'm going to listen to it. Like, I just don't know if I would even, whatever the reason is, it's just like, even if I didn't like it, or like anybody will probably just, I think where I'm trying to go with this is, I think that like that dude Lucas saw like, all right, nobody's being like this asshole dude in metal, I'm just gonna fucking do it, or at least in like tech death or whatever. And it's like, he did it. I think it's funny. I'm sure the dude is fine in person. Like, I don't really care. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like, oh, it's different. This guy isn't just like being nice to everybody. And it's kind of funny that like he's just saying like all this shit, and I think it's entertaining. It is what it is, and it's just like, part of me is just kind of like,
it's a troll, dude. He's just trolling.
That's exactly what it is. And I'm like, I'm surprised that metalheads, like some of the biggest trollers in the world, don't see it. Like, and everybody's just like, this guy isn't fucking humble. And I'm like,
that shit, man. People take it seriously.
Yeah.
More, and I think that's like the differentiation of, is that a word? That's like,
I think it's a
what
word.
Separates metalheads from regular listeners. Is like they take this shit pretty seriously when it comes to the music, and then when shit like that happens, you kind of get sucked up into the troll feast. And
and I mean, and I think maybe part of it it's because like, now the world is so transparent, as opposed to, I mean, like, I'm like, okay, you have Lucas, man, who's probably the only musician in tech death that's being like an asshole, like outwardly. But then, like, I don't know, look at rock and roll history, like a band like Guns N' Roses, and you can see how big of a shithead Axl Rose was. But it didn't fucking matter, because people still loved his band. You know what I mean? But like, you weren't able to see Axl Rose's Facebook posts. Like, you weren't able to like, you know what I mean? It's just. It's insane.
Have you heard about the, and I hate to talk about Rings of Saturn like this in particular. I saw a post about them like ripping off a band or something.
Yeah.
I saw that too.
Yes, I did see that this week. Like and it's just, I don't know, I didn't even read it. I didn't read it. I was like, all right. Oh, someone, some other way to rip it. And maybe they did. And if they did, that sucks. Like, what's funny is I used to really like the band that's claiming that they ripped them off. They're this old deathcore band called We Are the End. And I remember them.
A lot. So I was just like, I was interested. I clicked on it.
Oh yeah.
It was very.
It was very blatant.
Yeah, they're pretty similar.
Did you listen to it too?
Yeah. It's on YouTube, and they do a side by side.
Yeah, I'll have to fucking check it out.
It's pretty on the nose similar. Like.
Yeah, it sucks. Well, I mean, I don't know. You know what? That's between them, and like, that sucks that you'd have to do that. But I don't know. I guess it just,
It's just weird.
It is weird. It's weird shit with on a band that level couldn't not do that. But maybe there's a different side of the story that we haven't heard yet. Right. Who the fuck knows?
I don't think there's been a rebuttal. See, and that's the thing. I think what Lucas Mann does, he creates an atmosphere to where it's spectacle. right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And I respect it on the marketing aspect of it as like, you know, yeah, I get it. I understand. He did it back. He was doing it back in the day with MySpace, you know?
Yeah.
Had a whole bunch of like controversial shit happen back then. And it hasn't stopped. And that's like what keeps the band,
relevant,
fresh in people's mouths.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
and then part of me is like, I guess I can't fault them for that. You know, they're doing like
it works.
You know, there's still we're still talking about them on this podcast. You know, like
exactly.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. Yeah, the world is, dude. I remember the first time I met you, Malcolm, was when it was I was in high school. I think I was either a junior or a senior.
So
I was going
last year then?
Yeah, 2 years ago. I was driving. Me and my friend Eric. You know Eric.
Yeah.
We went to go see. We were going to see this tour. It was Discreet.
Oceano.
Yeah, Burning the Masses and Conducting from the Grave. And like, I really liked Burning the Masses, Conducting from the Grave. I liked all the bands on that tour at the time a lot. And but the Chicago date, which was in at the Tinley Park Mojos, it was Bury Your Dead and Suicide Silence jumped on the show.
Oh wow!
Oh, that was the last show of that tour.
Yeah, and that was huge, man. Was that the last Discreet tour?
No, we did a tour with Fallujah a couple years later. I think in like 2011 or something.
Okay.
Yeah, but that was the last show of that tour. That was the best show of the tour.
Yeah.
I fucking got high with some of the dudes from Bella Maya and the band.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Freaked out. I don't smoke weed for a reason because like it freaks me out. But I freaked out in the van and eventually calmed down and had a good time that night. It was a fucking fun night, man.
Dude, I remember
it was fucking cool.
I remember.
That's cool that you remember that shit.
Dude, I remember, and we could cut this from the podcast if you want. It's totally up to you. But I remember I was talking to you because that Discreet album, like, I think it had, I don't even know if it had dropped yet or it was about to drop.
It didn't come out yet.
And you were telling me you wanted to crush Michael Keane's head in. And I was just like,
oh yeah.
Yeah.
So the reason why is because he had held on to the tracks for like a year.
Yeah.
It's like 11 months. And he was fucking us.
Yeah.
And I have my opinions on that. You guys can cut this out if you want to.
Well, it's up to you. If you don't want to, if you don't want to talk about it, like we don't care. Like we can keep it in, but if you don't want to talk about it, that's fine.
I mean, it doesn't matter to me at this point. Like, we have some history and like things didn't work out how they were supposed to. And he kind of attributed to the end of Discreet as a whole. I confronted him about it since then. So like, I don't really care if it's on the air or not. We can cut it. It doesn't matter. But it was a huge part into why the band is not a band anymore on how he held our tracks for 11 months. He was supposed to, get our album done. We ended up going to a show that he played in Wichita, Kansas, which was 2 or something hours away from Topeka, where we were, and getting the files off of his laptop, bringing them back home, editing the drums. I re-recorded all the guitars at home on GarageBand.
Jesus.
You couldn't change tempos in GarageBand. So I had to do every tempo change in a different session for each song.
Oh my God.
Yeah, man. And it was a disaster. I ended up quitting the band after doing that for the album, joining Infold and just leaving it behind just because like I moved away from Nashville to tour with Discreet. And
so were you living in Topeka at the time?
I was living there. Yeah.
Okay.
I did that tour you were talking about with the Oceano dudes. And that was me going to Topeka with a backpack full of clothes, and that's all I had from on my body. My backpack full of stuff. I left Nashville, did that tour, stayed in Topeka until I finished tracking guitars for the Discreet album for the second time, and then I quit and joined Infold and went back home.
Yeah.
So it was a big thing.
Yeah, that is a big thing. It's a hard reality check too, man. Fuck. Yeah, that's rough shit. And like, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I remember picking up that record when it came out. I was like, wow, but I think the band was already almost done when that came out.
Yeah. It was pretty much dissolved at that point when it came out. I think they did a tour without me with Wretched, I think in like 2010 when it came out.
Yeah, I remember that tour, but I don't think it came to Chicago, or if it did, I wasn't there, but.
Right. Yeah. They did that. And I think that was a tour that was a second to last tour. The last tour that the band did was, I did the tour with them. It was us in Fallujah.
Okay.
And Jack Blackburn, who did drums for Inferi, he did the last two records. He filled in for Andy. Andy couldn't make the tour. And then Eli from now in Infold, he played guitar on that tour.
Okay. So you and Eli were both doing guitar?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. And
Steve was doing vocals?
Yeah. Babcock was doing vocals. Dustin was playing bass.
Okay.
Me and Eli were playing guitar, and then Jack was playing drums. And they were like, oh, yeah, I mean, the Fallujah dudes, we've known those guys since, like, you know, most of them couldn't even get into a bar. You know, they were like, you know, 17, 18 years old.
Uh-huh.
And, okay, let's tour these guys, and we did it, and it was fun. And that was the last tour. We had to drop off halfway through the tour because our axle broke on our trailer.
Ugh.
It was
nightmarish. Yeah. Damn, that sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, shit, you definitely have certainly hit the comeback since then, man.
Doing our best, you know?
Yeah, definitely. It's cool to see that, like, you know, you're getting the fruits of all these years of work and shit and projects, dude, man. Yeah. I mean, I always thought Discreet ripped too, but it was just like, yeah, I feel like a lot of bands were victim of similar situations at the time that, like, you know, there was, especially in that time. I mean, even Burning the Masses, I used to think that band was so sick. I just think that they had a string of not good luck. And, like, unfortunately that could, like, break bands sometimes, you know?
Especially back then when, like, our social media was MySpace, right?
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't as widespread as it is now.
Yeah. Not as much reach.
You know, your content really didn't go far on MySpace.
No.
Which is kind of the charm of it. It was like, you have your MySpace page. It's basically like if Facebook had your Bandcamp page on your fucking, right?
Yeah.
You know, you had your music there, all your shit, and it was cool, but it wasn't as evolved as it is now with social media.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a little harder to get things rolling back then. So anything could destroy your band. Like, dude, I started touring when I was like 18, 19 years old, and we were printing off Yahoo Maps, dude.
Yeah, hell yeah.
We didn't have a GPS. Like,
yeah,
those
right.
Expensive.
Yeah, the Garmin GPSs and shit.
Yeah, we stapled pieces of paper together with the venue on each piece of paper. Like, okay, we got to take this way to get here. Directions from Yahoo Maps, dude. Insane.
Yeah, that is fucking insane, dude. I can't imagine. Fuck that, dude. Because then you need, like, a driver and then a really good navigator. Like, that's like two positions right there. At least for our stupid ass band, like that, we would definitely. And I don't even know. Alex would always be like shotgun, man. Dude, Alex would be shotgun. I would not trust him as a navigator. I never trust him as a navigator. He's fucked us up navigating so many times.
Even
and
with
like
the GPS.
Dude, there was one time. It wasn't this tour. It was the Inanimate Existence tour we did in June, and we were. It was like we played Laguna Beach with Inanimate. It was like this. Second to last, it was towards the end of the tour because we were back in California, which is, I mean, they were going home. And Max and Alex have a good friend that lives off of he literally lives off of Santa Monica Pier. Like he lives in an apartment right there. And I was just like, I didn't believe it at first. And then we got there and I was like, oh shit, this is insane. But like, oh, you know what? This wasn't Alex. It was Jace. Jace fucked us up.
Oh, really?
Alex was driving and I was navigating. And like, I was like, all right. And like, we had a van and a trailer and we had to pull into this really tight parking spot that their friend saved for us, like in a lot. But like, Alex went like, he went down the wrong way. We had to take this weird turnaround and I was like, all right, just take a left here and it'll literally bring us right there. And Jace was like, you don't need to do that. Just turn around here. And Alex was like, yeah, but there was clearly not enough room for our van and trailer. And I was just like, dude, I was so pissed and it was so late. It was like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
I was so mad. Yeah. It was just, it was what it was, but we got there and,
that shit happens, man.
Yeah. Man, I can't imagine doing that without fucking GPS. I would be pulling out my fucking hair.
When I was in Entheos, we were going to a show. I can't remember what date it was. We were on tour with the Contortionist, and Naveen was driving, and we were all just talking, having a good time. No one was paying attention to the GPS, and we drove like 45 minutes past our fucking exit.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Oh shit! What happened? Like, sometimes you just like. You're all having a good time in the van.
Yeah, nobody's fucking paying attention. Yeah.
No one's paying attention because the drives are so long. And we drove like 45 minutes past our fucking exit and had to like turn around.
That sucks.
To the show. It's like, what the fuck are we doing?
Were you guys late? Did you guys get there on time?
Yeah, we made it. We like to start early.
Yeah, which is smart. Yeah, you guys had your shit together the most out of any of us on that last tour, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. I personally can't sleep that much, so as soon as the sun rises and hits the van, it's time to go.
Yeah.
We did have Jose driving for us on this last tour, which was fucking cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
And he was such a fucking trooper, and he was always ready to drive. So, but yeah, man, I don't know, man, being punctual and early. I like to get to a venue and, get there, know what the situation is, and then fuck off, Yeah,
me too. I'm much more of a fan of that. And we usually try to do that. I mean, I think the only limitations we really had were when our van was fucking up on that last tour.
Yeah.
Which we replaced we replaced the engine in our van.
Yeah, that's insane.
We paid a lot of money, so come out to our tour and buy merch, please. So.
Yeah, man, that shit's rough, man. I mean, that's rough. That's like a tour ruiner situation, honestly. Yeah. Luckily, it happened for you guys later, I think.
Yeah, towards the end. I mean, we were in Canada like when it first started fucking up, and I was just like, all right, like that's how this is gonna be. And then like I think when we got to it was that after Minnesota we missed Milwaukee, and we were all so bummed, but thankfully, with everybody's help, we were able to finish out the tour. But
you guys stopped the same day we stopped to get our van repaired as well. I think after the, I can't remember what Canadian day it was. Didn't you guys stop to get?
No,
repaired?
We did it the day after you guys did. So that was after Sault Ste. Marie, where you guys were playing with the puppy dog and shit.
Yeah.
So we had a day off to drive to Calgary then, which is like a 15-hour drive. We tried to get our van checked out that day, but remember it was that weird Canadian holiday. It was like satellite day or some shit, or it was like a weekend, and like no place was open. So we were like, we were at that point. It was just our check engine light was on, and Max was trying to buy the diagnostic tool to just fucking plug it in and be like, yeah, let's just fucking do that. But Yeah. I remember us not like, we couldn't find anywhere. We're like, fuck it, let's just drive. And we stayed in Medicine Hat, which was near Calgary. And that's where we got the tool. And then we were like, oh shit, it says
you are
like
fucked.
Cylinder misfire, like our engine cylinder misfire. So we're like, all right. And then we got it checked out. And then the Canadians were so neutral about it. They're like, yeah, we don't know if your van's gonna explode or not, but you're probably fine. And then when we hit Minneapolis, it was just like the day after we got up, Max got the oil changed and we were going to leave to drive to Milwaukee. It was like a 5-hour drive and we were just on the cusp of like leave. That's when we stayed with Ash and I thought we were going to lose I lost her fucking cat and I was like freaking out because I couldn't. We were staying with an ex of mine and she had like a cat and like we were all leaving and Alex left the doors open and I was like, oh fuck, I can't find the cat anywhere. And I started to freak out and I was checking everywhere and found the cat. But we got back in the van and it was making this loud noise and Max was like, oh, they must have fucked something up with the oil change. And he was like, let's go back and have them look at it. And I was like, fuck, we really don't have time to do this. Like, and then they were like, oh yeah, we don't know what it is. And they were like, but there's a Chevy dealer down the street. And we were like, oh, fine. And then we went over there and then they were like, yeah, you got to pay $7,000 or some shit to get it fixed.
That.
And we were like, no, but they were like trying to scare us into doing it because they were like, I don't know if your van's going to make it. And I was like, yeah, it will. And then it did. I mean, it made it home, but then we had to replace the engine. So. But at that point, it was already that fucked at that point. So driving it further, I mean, an extra 6 hours didn't make a difference. So I'm glad we did that instead of like.
It's rough out there, man.
It is fucking rough. It is rough. That was a reality check for us. And I was like, that was definitely like, we were like, we've never had van issues. And then it's just like, oh. Well,
they
an engine later. Yeah. Apparently, it's running really well now, though. So
that's good.
Yeah, I'm glad that that's a thing. So
we had smoking brakes in Pittsburgh.
Really? Just now?
Yeah, because it's so fucking hilly. And when Gabe was driving, he was, I guess, pumping the brakes a little too much. And we stopped somewhere and. He's like, I'm going to check the engine. We're like, all right. And he saw smoke and he's like, where's that come from? And you look and it's just coming from the brake pads.
It's probably the brake pads. Yeah, they're probably gone.
No, I mean, the brake pad, they're literally brand new. Like we got them right before that run. I think they're kind of just breaking in, but also there was just a lot of stopping.
Was he, you guys took his van? Did you have a trailer?
No.
Damn, we had our van in a trailer. We weren't smoking in Pittsburgh. No. That shit is, I hate fucking driving
we were around like all over just because we had time.
Yeah, that makes sense. I hate driving in Pittsburgh, man.
I don't know. It's like being on a roller coaster.
What were you going to say?
I remember touring when we did that Oceano tour. They had their brakes catch fire somewhere in like Colorado, going through the fucking Rocky Mountains.
That's horrifying.
Yeah, they were in a fucking like an Explorer or some shit.
Really?
What the fuck? Oh god!
And I think their guitar player Michael, I think he had like one of his vehicles. They didn't have a van, and they were in like an Explorer, and I think they had like a U-Haul trailer or something, and they were just driving through the fucking Rocky Mountains, going down some hill, man, and then their brakes caught fire because there's a lot of weight, a lot of cabs and fucking musical equipment.
People.
Yeah, man, that shit weighs a lot.
Yeah. Damn, that's scary. Michael. Dude, I don't even know a guy in Oceano named Michael or who was in the band at that time.
Yeah. This was, I can't remember what album.
It was probably their first, because Andy McHale was still in the band, right?
Say what?
Was Andy McHale still in the band at the time?
And that's the guy I'm talking about. What did I say, Michael?
Yeah, Andy. Yeah, Andy, Michael.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he's supposed to come on here eventually, I think.
Too much drinking on my behalf. Fucking Andy. Why did I call him? Never mind.
It's all right. It happens, man.
That's the part you got to cut out.
Yeah, that's the part. Yeah, fucking up his name. Man, dude, I was so into Burning the Masses on that tour. I was so stoked on that band because like everybody was doing the breakdown thing and they were like shredding, and I was like, yeah, this is like real metal shit.
Dude, Chasen.
Yeah, man. Like, come on, dude.
Jason was jamming that shit, no triggers, just fucking pounding through it, dude.
He had no triggers?
Yeah.
No triggers.
Damn. I don't remember that. That's insane.
Yeah, that kid rules.
Yeah, that does rule.
Playing perfectly. Right? He still is one of the greatest of all times, man.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
easily.
He's just
where is he now?
Beast.
I don't know what he's doing now, man. He'd be cool to have on the podcast. I'd have to like track him down. I track him down every couple of years, and then we catch up, and then like I don't see him for another few years.
I'll have to put you in contact with him.
Yeah, if you have it, please shoot him my way.
What was the last project he did?
He's an old buddy of mine.
Equipoise.
Equipoise, yeah, okay. He did that. Yeah, cool. He did drums on that. Duh, I always forget he was on that. But he's not touring with them, right?
No.
Yeah, so I don't know what he's doing now. I don't know if I think he might be done like touring, but
really,
I don't know. I have no clue. I don't know. Last time I saw him was last year. He came out to our show in Vegas because he lives there
in that area. Okay.
So we played that show with him.
Yeah. He was there. Oh yeah, I forgot that was with us. Duh. yeah. He came out to that one and that was cool and it's cool catching up with him there. But he told me he was doing some like prog band with like his girlfriend at the time or something. But I don't know if they ever put anything out. I don't know. I mean, last time, I had seen him then. And then before that, I saw them on the tour, his last tour with Hate Eternal. I saw him there. And that was like a sight to behold, man. He ripped with that band.
He played with Whitechapel too after Hate Eternal, I think.
Yes, he did. Oh, I didn't see him do that though.
Right.
Yeah, I think, he did like the last couple tours on their last album cycle. Because Naveen played drums on the new one. On the new Whitechapel, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and they're good too. I think it's a good Whitechapel record. I don't actually listen to that band that much, but from what I heard on that record, like the songs, I was like, this is sick.
Oh, that's cool.
I actually liked it. Yeah, they don't sound like they used to sound before. They're doing like they're like
I know they're a band, and that's as far as my
I thought it was cool.
Goes.
But yeah, man. Well, I mean, do you got we kept you for a pretty long time here. You got anything? Do you
gotta head out soon?
Yeah, I should head out sooner than later. I still got a little bit of time here, but yeah, man. So what else is new in your world? So you guys are doing the fucking that Allegiant tour.
Yeah, cool. We're in Allegiant.
And Paladin, right?
Middle October.
Yeah.
And then we do Europe pretty much all of December.
Okay.
Fuck Christmas.
Are you going to be gone for Christmas?
Huh?
Are you going to be gone for Christmas?
No. We get back like a couple days before Christmas.
Uh-huh.
I think we're going to try to fly into Germany early, though. So just in case something happens, we want to be punctual and be there.
Yeah. Smart.
So we're probably, really looking forward to it. First time in Europe. First time, this band gets to cross the fucking waters and play for bands that we've never played in front of before, which is awesome.
Yeah, man. Have you ever been to Europe with a band?
I've never been to Europe in general, no.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I joined Discreet after they did their Origin Necrophagus tour in Europe.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's that one. But yeah, this is the first time in Europe for me. First time in Europe for the band. We're all pretty fucking stoked about it. It's a great lineup.
It is a fucking sick lineup, dude.
The dudes in Arcspire are great people, and they really they treat us well. So
hell yeah,
we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, man.
Nice.
Dude, and I love Beneath the Massacre, and I'm just so I wish I could see them, but maybe one day in the US.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Stuff.
And I miss Sam, dude. Sam was the best fucking dude. I love him. Yeah. I'm envious that I won't be seeing him again on that tour, but he gets to see all you guys.
Hell yeah.
And I miss you guys too. I mean that. And I don't think that Allegiant tour's coming to Chicago. Or if it is.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Because this is their second round.
Yeah. And they came here already, I think.
Right. with Reaping Asmodea and I also can't remember other band.
Yeah.
So we're hitting some major markets on this next Allegiant tour, and then some other stuff. So yeah, it's going to be interesting, and I'm really looking forward to seeing Paladin. I don't know if you're familiar with Paladin.
I know the guitar player has filled in for what's his face, Brandon and Arsis. I saw him play with Arsis, that one dude.
Oh man,
yeah, and that dude rips.
Yeah, so it's like thrash power metal ish.
Yeah,
it's fucking killer, man. I'm really looking forward to that. So,
yeah, that'll be sick.
Yeah. A lot of good things, man.
Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Do you guys already have plans probably for next year too, I'm sure.
We have some stuff in the works, I think. Or at least we did. But I think what we're trying to focus on now, slowly but surely, is working on another record.
Yeah.
I know I've been putting a lot of time into that. Trying to get it at least to the point to where everyone else can start joining in on completing it.
But
if I were to like open up my files right now, I think we got like, I don't know. I mean, there's so much material.
That's sick though, man. So what would you? I'm going to ask a cliche question right now. What would you say? Do you think is different about this set of new Inferi material from previous material?
That's a good question. I think heavier.
Yeah.
The new songs are heavier. The new songs are more. I don't know how to. They're still technical. There's still crazy fucking shit in there. But we never really wrote a record that, me being the sole original member of the band at this point, we never really had a heavy record, you know?
Yeah, like a more headbanging record.
Yeah, and that's something I've been wanting to explore with the band without changing the sound. We're still melodic, we're still technical, but there's a lot more parts that I think people can appreciate, especially like after playing live more, touring in the last 2 years. You know, I want to be able to play some riffs that the live crowd can like really just absorb. So that's a new realm that we're going to. But yeah, not much has changed. I don't really like to deviate from our sound.
Sure.
But I don't like the thought of reproducing the same record every time.
The classic struggle, man. It's either people are going to be like, oh, this sounds the same, I want something different, or somebody puts out something different and everybody's like, this doesn't sound the same. But I think you guys are going to pump out something cool. I mean, I think what you guys did is recently, like you put out Revenant, that was a hit, and then you guys re-recorded a record. I mean, how old is that? 10 years old?
It came out on the 10-year anniversary.
Yeah, I mean, think about that shit, man. Not a lot of bands could pull that off and still hold interest, and like you guys managed to do that. I mean, I think the last band I can think that I know of that re-recorded something was like that when Born of Osiris re-recorded the first record, The New Rain. Yeah, and it totally went under the radar. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, did they? I felt like everybody was like that, and I was like, yeah, I forgot about it too. Somebody brought it up to me the other day. They're like, you should listen to it, and I still haven't yet, but I will. But yeah,
you know about it.
I've really been super grateful with our fan base. We have some of the best fans I think I've ever seen.
I would agree. Hard, dude. People on tour, fucking. Oh my god, dude. Like I was so jealous every night. Where like guys were bringing you guys food. People were bringing you this, and then Andrew was like, "Yeah, have some," and I was like, "Man, fuck you, Andrew." But yeah, I will. Like, dude, I gotta get him on this show so I can just
killing it. Andrew's been killing it with the hot sauce, dude.
I know, man.
Hot sauce, man. I think that's fucking cool.
Dude, I gotta get him on this show and get him to eat a spoonful of each hot sauce and then just talk to me. Like hot ones, but reverse, and he's just having a bad time, and I'm smiling on the other end of it. That's what I want to do. Yeah, I'm totally not. Yeah. We're just sitting in this room.
Suffer.
Yeah, man. But yeah, I mean, do you guys have a tentative idea of when you want to track this motherfucker?
There's an idea for when that is going down. I don't know if I want to talk about it because as soon as I throw a date out, people are going to expect that to be concrete.
Right.
Yep.
And I think I want to keep that to myself.
Yeah, that's fair.
For the reason of, I want the record to come out
when it's ready to come out. Oh, now?
But like I want it to be good.
Yeah, of course, of course.
So I want to put more time into it and put as much time into it that I can, as much time into it as I can before we start making moves to start tracking and stuff like that, because it's all about raising the bar for me.
Yeah.
I don't want to put out something just to put out.
Sure. Yeah. I hear you.
I want it to be excellent.
Yeah.
And granted, most people are going to have opinions on what excellence is as far as our band goes, but I want to be happy with it. Revenant was an album that I really enjoyed, but I think, I want to do some other stuff, and hopefully this next record will encompass that, and we'll be able to knock it out, and it'll be sick.
Hell yeah.
So
I think it'll be sick. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So fuck yeah, man. So that's going on. Artisan's got that new Singularity record's coming out, right? In October.
New Singularity is coming out. A Manifest is coming out in November. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that. If you're not familiar, you're going to be familiar very soon.
I'm somewhat familiar. So they have a full length coming out?
Yeah.
Cool.
Pretty much every month we've got a lot of treats.
Hell yeah, man.
So stay tuned, man.
Yeah, we will be.
Honestly, we've got a lot of stuff that no one's really.
Fuck yeah. Well, this is going to air, when will it be? 2 weeks from? The
following Monday.
So not this Monday, but the following Monday. Is there anything in between that time that you guys are pumping out?
I don't know.
So yeah,
okay.
16th.
Yeah,
there's a lot.
Yeah.
Probably we're actually repressing Black Crown's Song of the Crippled Bull on vinyl.
Oh, you guys are doing that. No shit. Okay.
Yeah. So I think in 2 weeks that'll be up.
Okay. Yeah, I gotcha.
So yeah, if someone's watching right now, that's out.
Hell yeah. And, pre-order that shit.
Yeah.
Are you guys just doing vinyls, or are you guys doing any items
CDs
with that? Oh, sick. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I'm probably
never been pressed. It's only been digital on Bandcamp. And,
yeah.
Oh, cool.
The vinyl that we have coming for it is very nice. So
dope.
I think we have a pretty decent reputation for our vinyl.
Yeah.
I think.
Fuck yeah, you do. Man, I see. Yeah, dude. Some people like flip those records, dude, and they go for so much money. And I'm like, damn it, I'm just gonna sell all my fucking Warforged records that I have 10 years from now. Fucking.
I didn't even know that.
To retirement.
Dude, I forget, somebody on some group, somebody was like, yeah, I'm really broke and I need to sell one of these Inferi variants. And I was just like, Jesus fucking Christ, man. People like are that's sick though, man. I mean, that's how you do it. Like, that's one way to like fucking make it in the vinyl game today, dude. Have sick vinyl, and you guys kill it, man. So
our best, man.
Yeah, dude. I just gotta fucking. I'm gonna start buying my own records and then reselling them for more 10 years from now. But yeah, dude, it's sick, dude. So that's awesome. That'll be sick. Damn, you guys are. Yeah, that's a fucking killer idea. Because I remember throughout the years I've known Andy, they had so much. I mean, when Crippled Bull came out, it was like screwed under some certain licensing shit. Like when it was initially put out, and like he's been looking for other means. I mean, I remember years ago there was a point where he told me they were gonna re-record it and have Jesse do the drums when Jesse was still in the band. So, but that was forever ago. I mean, I think that was when I saw them. I don't remember. A long time ago. But that's sick that you guys are doing it, because that's like the shit. That's the proper way to. I mean, that's an awesome fucking scenario there. So that's dope, dude. Yeah, I still got I should pre-order that new Singularity. I don't remember if I did it yet or not, but I probably will. I probably did.
That album's really fucking sick, man.
Yeah, that song was really cool. I dug it a lot.
I think actually, what's today? Wednesday. I think we're dropping another single.
Sick. So. Hell yeah. Is it a music video? Is it a lyric video? Is it a Malcolm video?
No, it's just something for everybody to get their teeth into a new song.
Nice.
Just a stream video.
Fuck yeah. That'll be dope. Sweet, man. That's awesome. So you guys are kicking ass with some fucking sick plans going down.
Yeah, man. Literally, I think we got releases coming out every month until next summer. So
hell yeah. Fuck. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, I'm excited to hear that band Manifest. I've known about them for a little bit since you guys like signed them, but are they touring? Are they a touring band?
They're coming back from a long hiatus.
Okay.
So that's, I don't know what they're gonna do, but I like to really focus on just like bands that write killer music.
Yeah, sick bands.
Of course, I would love to have every band touring and all that stuff, but sometimes you just gotta fucking release the stuff that, like, it's not easy for everyone to tour.
True.
So.
Yeah. That's cool that you're open to that, man. That's definitely cool, because I know a lot of labels that are not down with that. So, yeah, it's the fucking reality of it. But anyway, I should get out of here. We should get wrapping up.
Yeah, anything to plug?
Me, Topeka Death Fest. We're playing on the 21st on Saturday. It's going to be a good time. Malcolm will be there. I will be there. Therefore, we will be hanging together.
Nice.
Atme, Macabre. It's gonna be a homie fest. So.
Sweet.
Yeah, dude.
I might have to crash that night.
Dude,
it might be a fucking party night.
I'm sure everybody is 110% down for that, man.
I mean, Macabre's there, so get ready to party.
Yeah, dude. There's so many times where we just see each other and we're like, God damn it, I wish we were on tour with Inferi and Black Crown again. Like, so many nights since we've been back, I've thought that. I'm like, I wish I was like not back, but for sure, dude. Yeah, so that's all I got going on. Do you got anything to plug?
I know something is waiting as something in November.
Yeah, is it announced?
I think it is. Yeah, like early November, like November 4th. Sounds like a date.
Are you guys doing anything in between then, or are you just...
No, because I'm going to be gone. I'm going to be in Europe for a while.
Oh, yeah. So you're touring, you're teching for Soil?
Yes.
You remember Soil, Malcolm?
Soil?
Yeah, the band Soil.
Like Halo and shit?
Yep.
Yeah, he's their guitar. Bill's their guitar tech, man.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit, that's awesome.
Yeah,
so,
dude.
Yeah, they're doing the Stack X 10-year Wisconsin Death Strip tour. Yeah, in Europe.
You're gonna have to tell me who the singer is.
I told you already.
All right, you have to tell me after this.
I told you. Yeah, so I'm doing that right 2 days after my birthday. So it's kind of like a birthday present.
Oh yeah.
And I'll be back in the middle of October.
Sweet.
So it should be a lot of fun. And then in the meantime, I will put at the end, I mentioned there were some really good bands that I played with this last weekend in Pittsburgh, Ohio. I'll put it in the description. I'll leave links to everybody because people need to check them out. So that'll be really cool.
Fuck yeah.
And I think that's it. I think that's all I have to really plug.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Malcolm, it's been a treat.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thanks for coming on. This was sick. And we'll have you on again, and we'll have our like full setup set up. Dude, you got to come out here and do this with us.
Yeah.
Dude, you got to come to Chirac, dude. We'll fucking do some drive-bys and shit. We'll fucking
let's do a podcast in Topeka or something.
Dude, I don't know how to, but we could figure out something.
Let's figure it out.
Okay.
To have all the other guys come in, have a little quickie.
Yeah, that's true. I could I could just do it on my phone, honestly.
Yeah, a little quickie podcast.
Yeah, man. I'd be like, yo. Quick. Hell yeah, man. Well, I'll see you in a couple weeks then, dude.
All right, bud. I'll see you.
Yeah, peace. Take it easy, man.
See you, Malcolm.
Take care.
Bye.
Later, bud.
Yeah, I think so. I'll give it a shot. Let me wing it first. Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Jason, one of the co-hosts of Nothing's for No One. Thank you for checking out this episode. This was a really cool one. For those of you who don't know, Malcolm is the head of the Artisan era, who is my band Warforged's record label. So he's kind of like our boss, but he's also just like the sickest dude ever. So it was really cool to have him on. If you like this episode and you want to listen to more, please hit that subscribe button on YouTube. We would appreciate that. And, follow the links below for this and that. Our social media should be there.